She belongs to the street.
All right. Yes. 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 As y'all guys come in, make sure you hit the like button. Likes are free. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to another session here on the Chaos Reign Show. I am Chaos Reign here. And today's subject is a very intriguing and important topic and something that we should have a discussion about. And personally, this is something I had shelved for a while now because I wasn't really sure how to tackle this. From the Discord, what's this about? Oh, if you from Discord, the show is live now, brother. If you're on Tidal, if you're on Discord, follow me. I do have a Discord link on Tidal. Today, before I go into today's stream, make sure y'all guys follow me on Twitter. My Twitter following is at ChaosReign7. And that's a whole number, 7. Follow me and add me on Twitter. Also, add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Reign on Facebook. And last but not least, join the Discord service of the Chaos Reign channel. That link is in the About section of the Chaos Reign Show. And let me see if I could find it. And I see Miss Queen Virtue here. Yes, please. Likes are free. Thank you. And, I forgot some branding. I always forget this when I always start the stream. But, at times, I always have to be somewhat trying to get this all settled in before I go in. And I'm just looking at some things. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Chanel, if you could find the link, Q put the link in the chat room for those that want to add me on Facebook if they want to. If you could, I would appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just doing some housekeeping, looking at some things right now. And see nothing. Oh, hello, Mahogany Roots, MJ. Share this in your community tabs. Share this everywhere. I guess we can have this conversation. Because I've been listening to a lot of rooms, some content, and we had to say about men in general. But let's say for a sec we talk about the black man, for instance. Oh, and before I go into the title, my apologies. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. The title is titled, "Do Men Get Capped?" Now, this could apply to not only just white men, Asian men, but also could apply to the black man as well. This really deals with men in general. Is there really a cap for men? From my point of view. And an unusual article pulled up that I have to really talk about it because something that is never going to get no attention because how the algorithm works. They do not want to let certain information flow because it will create some hysteria, some concerns, some worries to men and women that have to work and make money for a living. This might affect them a little bit when articles like this put out in regards to the direction of people and how the world want to view people. So I'm probably going to that article. And let me see, anything else I have that I missed? Making sure. I'm just going through some things, guys. Don't mind me. I think I might have missed one more. Oh, yeah, I forgot the email. Yes. Oh, yes, the email important. Yeah. I didn't send this out, but like I said, if y'all watch it, please share this in y'all social medias because there's so much time I can't really share everything. Yeah, it's getting weird out here. I tell y'all much right now. It's not looking good from what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's getting serious. That might topics because there's so much stuff covered. Anyhow, thank you. Let us begin. Let me. Oh, wait. One last thing. Also, I'm also on Clubhouse. I forgot to tell y'all this. I'm on Clubhouse as well. I have not put out the link for Clubhouse at this time because, like I said, that's a small platform and it is always on a constant grow. So I'm trying to get the numbers up on that side of things. So, like always, when I do a room or whatever, I'll put the link for y'all to follow me on Clubhouse as well. Yeah, I think. Oh, and Queen of Virtue. Let me put my Twitter handler as well. I don't want to forget that. All right, where's my Twitter? Here's Twitter. And last but not least, Twitter. And Discourse on the About section. So, do men really get capped? Is the question, and is there an answer? The answer depends on the value or what you stand as a man, or what is form or what we want to consider a cap. Now, you know, the average or above average or lower average men today, right? They work a 9 to 5, hustle, etc. You hear these notions, these conversations that some men might reach their peak potential value in regards to earning potential. I've heard this for some time now. I heard this from Mr. Black, mostly, and I think I don't hear this from any other content creator. But really, truly, to answer that question, to ask the question, should be also the answer. And to me, I look at it varies because there's no surefire answer that men just get capped. Now, you know, the natural average today, if we look at number basis, if we pull up blackdemographics.com, which I'm going to do right now. All right. I think this might be the one. It's been a while since I dealt with this site. Let me see if this is the right link. Okay. And I'll pull up this one right here. Let's go and look at Black demographics for our, premise for this conversation. Let's see. Let's share screen. As you can tell, Black demographics. And let's look at potential of earning. We'll look at employment. Now, my biggest issue with Black demographics, and I have to use this as a template for a greater conversation, as people know, and now they got advertisement because people are on their website now, which is something new. We never seen advertisement until now. So it seems to me that they're getting some money out of this website now. That, as you could tell, in regards to African Americans employed, Black unemployment rates from February 2022 is roughly 6.6%. Now, this looks like this is the only thing that was updated, which I'm going to click in a second. From ages 25 to 64, which really should be composed of roughly 16 to 64, because there are, I'm not sure if it still applies, there are some still young Black men that are working in the workforce. Now, for ladies that's watching this video and it's in the chat room, if you can respond, if you can, don't be scared. Have you seen any of young Black males that's teenagers working a job, a minimum wage job? Some that's roughly under the age of 18 at most. Please, I'd like to hear from y'all as y'all typing in. Hopefully, y'all give me a response. We look at this pie chart. We see Black men here in all USA, in armed forces, green, employment, blue, red, unemployment, not in the labor force. And not in the labor force is always a key to understand what's going on here. Now, not in the labor force, that's roughly 27%. That's pretty high. Okay, Queen's Virtue said fast food. Okay. Unemployment is pretty high. I'm not sure if it's still around 27%, but that's pretty high for Black people, especially Black men in America. Usually, if any unemployment, if anything, if we gotta say a ratio where it should not really be a crucial prominent or a crucial moment where it's a problematic, is it can't exceed anything to me over 20%. Now, roughly, you're gonna find some people that's across the board if they dependent on racial demographics. If I had to go and do research on other parts of the world, it might be even higher than this or very low if they ever count that. Nonetheless, your unemployment should not exceed 20%. And right now, we are over a quarter for Black men that's unemployed, which is a problematic thing. It means of the not in the labor force. My fault. Not in the labor force. Unemployment is 6%, but not in the labor force is pretty high. That's a problem. Now, in the armed forces, there should be more Black men in armed forces. You see a small percent, only 1%. And usually, to get in the armed force, you have to have a certain score on the ASVAB test. And that tells me you have to not be no dummy to deal with technical stuff, to be in certain branches of military. But right now, Air Force is very small for us. Next, we see the employed, 66%. Sounds okay. It could be higher because there was always a notion that men are not employed, especially Black men. And they said Black men are not even working or employed. Now, I'm not sure where these ladies are getting their understanding of who's working, who's not. And it tells me the dudes that they entertain that knows they don't got no job, but he looks certain way and he cares a certain way. It's evident that he could get work, or he doesn't apply himself to look for work, or he just doesn't qualify. It's one or the other. Nonetheless, when I find ladies say that they find men that's unemployed, it makes me think the ones that they work for, which most ladies, they do work, a job they work for, they're not going to see a whole lot of Black men in the fields they work in. Maybe in the middle wage jobs, they might see some Black men, but anything in regards to some other low or so-called professional wage job, you're rarely going to find some Black men in certain parts of your field. Okay, so we see this pie chart, and we're not going to focus on women because this conversation mostly focuses on men, so I'm not really focusing on ladies. Let's look at the new February 2026.6%. And really that might change because there might be some layoffs pretty soon. African American unemployment, Black unemployment rates, February 22%, down from January 6.9%. U.S. unemployment rate is 3.8%. Still, might be a little problem. Black unemployment rates post-recessional recovery from Obama to Trump went from 16.8%, and it went completely down. It decreases. So if I could be right or wrong, it seems to me we had a pretty good employment rate under Obama. I could be wrong. If it's roughly 17%, the unemployment rate was actually the unemployment rate was around 17%, which is 16.8%, and it starts to trajectory go down during the reign of Donald Trump's 4-year election. So, or anyway, I mean that's how I look at it. This is post-recession recovery. Now, a lot of people say, why are we waste time looking at numbers? Because we want to see what is really the trajectory of Black men. And this notion is Black men or men in general, do men get capped? Let's go back. And y'all can look for yourself. Can you find a website and make use of the numbers from your own point of view? All right, let's go back. All right, let's look at all right. Let's look at All right, look there, ready? So let's look at Black entrepreneurs, Black business, Black-owned business. All right, Black-owned business statistics. From this little chart, I don't know why they keep showing me these stupid ads. They really mess up the stream with this. And let me see if I can zoom in this. And it shows here, other service accepting public admissions, Black-owned with no employees by industry. And now, mind you, it's very important that as you grow in your own business, that you want to start employing people. And that's why a lot of corporations, if you notice, people, and let me make sure my volume is working, that if you notice, that'll come good. If you notice, take this off, that majority Black-owned business or Black-owned business that start to project or be on the rise or being created is still self-proprietary and no employees, but just the person that made the business is mostly he is the employee and the CEO. And really, truly, I know you got to start from somewhere, but you don't really grow no business from just being just a CEO and the employee of your own business. You're going to eventually, if you're doing this right and you're smart, you start employing somebody to help take the pressure off what you're trying to do. That's why we look at most business today that's been established 50 to 100 years ago. It did, like anything, start small, but within the first year or two or so, and they start making some money, but Camaro, they got to put everything back in the business. They start really take the pressure and push off certain regular tasks to done to somebody else and pay them a wage. And the more people you pay in wage, the less overall. If you do right, you'll be positioned to really pay less or none or no tax at all. I'm just saying. Transportation, warehousing, health care, social assistance. These are Black-owned business with no employees now, mind you. Admin support, waste management, and we call remediation. Professional, scientific, technical service. Retail trades. Really people that selling something, I think. Retail. Construction. And last, and the bottom of the chart is art, entertainment, and recreational, which is the lowest. So mostly the highest right now in regards to numbers is service exceptions of public admissions. So that's Black demographics for you in regards to employed, unemployment, and regular entrepreneurs, business owners. And as you look here, Black-owned business with no employees in the United States increased by 19.2% between 2012 and 2017. That's a span of 5 years. And 2,951,000 of them are Black firms. Business with no employee reference to non-employed firms. X sole proprietorship, which I said before, X sole proprietorship and partnership with no paid employees. However, this data in 2017 does not include non-employers, C corporations, which represent approximately 2% of all unemployed Black businesses. And there's more data on it, but we're not going back 6 years ago. So let's stop sharing here. And back to the conversation at hand. As you know, make sure you like the stream, share the stream. It's a little bit soft, laid back. Do men get capped? It varies. It's the answer. The question is asked, and there's the answer. Now, could I say that there's a cap in particular on Black men? It's hard for me to agree to give you a real honest answer. Say there is. I look at capping like how I look at most things of a cap, or there's a cap of anything, is what the person you work for or you work for said willing to not pay you for the short term or long term of any activity you're engaged in, which you're engaged in the exchange of commerce. There is no limit of capping one man or men in general. I think when we hear about do men get capped, roughly when you hear say the average a black man makes is what 40 something K a year, roughly in the 40s. Some that is lower skill, roughly in their late or lower 30s. And some that doesn't work at all, but they scramble and get little things here like food stamps if they qualify. What do you call it? Some other assistance, which most men don't qualify. That's another ratio of how much they'll make a year. But overall, the capping is only what a man will allow himself to be. How much he feels his self-worth is. And I think that most men that get that mindset or a notion that they make this amount of money yearly and they only comfortable in that, you gotta be delusional in an uncertain economy you're in. You cannot remain at 40 something K a year. Now, mind you, as we get older, we hope that we make more money. But how I look at it is you are always going to be limit on how much you make in the long run working for somebody else. Because if you look at most of these jobs today, the ones that's tech that pays roughly 6 figures a year after taxes, I look at most every job possible that people are working people. The limit you could make, depending on what your profession or your manager in certain industries, you're looking at maybe roughly $250,000 a year. And that could be in certain parts of banking, maybe, or certain tech fields, maybe. And I'm just guessing. I'm just giving you my snare. And normally I should not guess, but we're just gonna have this conversation. That is probably the limit right now. I mean, I know one particular person, a banker, that worked for a bank for over a decade or more, and this person made roughly $1 million or close to $1 million. And come to find out, this person was scamming and stealing money of the people that bank under his banking system, where he works for mostly. And we never understand how is it that some people that on the average will make maybe 100 to close to $250,000 yearly to jump into $1 million. And only way you're gonna make that amount of money is if you're not doing some criminal acts. Your money is not legit. Now, you notice about the people that used to deal with drugs or do any other nonsense that did these things, right? And to know for real, that the money they make, they don't pay Uncle Sam nothing. And that's where they get caught up most of the time. Now, most so-called low-level gangsters or thugs pay their taxes, so they keep the man off their back. And some don't. Case in point, you know how they got Alfonso Capone, or they call Al Capone? They didn't get him for the deletions or racketeering. They got him for tax evasion, because the amount of money he was making during those 40s, late 30s and 40s, is that the accountants that he trusts with his money, even himself, is not being honest of where the money's going, because he was making so much money. Because when you're a gangster and you're making money and you're making like 25 or more a week, or maybe more than that, it's hard for you to keep track of where the money's going, where it's being circulated, especially you grossing that every week. And I think if I did like a deep Google search, I wouldn't be surprised Alfonso Capone was making a certain amount, which would equate to roughly 50 to 60K a week, or maybe $1 million a week, possibly, in today's money. But nonetheless, that's how they got him. It's through the tax evasion. And particularly most gangsters today, they don't pay taxes. And not saying that it would ensure their safety. Is obviously when you don't pay no taxes. I just say you don't pay the taxes. I mean, eventually Uncle Sam is gonna be watching. So let me look at y'all comments before I continue, and make sure you guys like the stream. Like I said, I see MJ in the building. I'm not sure he's still here. There's a link. Okay, good. And she said that she sees them in the fast food place. Good. Hold on. Now, moving forward, another element that has to be discussed, and we could say this also applies to the capping of men. You know, this article focuses on just people in general. This particular article, if I could find it, okay, I found the article. And these are one of these articles, and is it by TED Talk? Look like Tech, wherever it is. That is something to really have a look and keep a watchful eye. So I'm going to share this now. And this one was very intriguing. All right. And this was posted almost 6 years ago. Ain't this something? This article has been in circulation for over 6 years. Well, actually, it's 5, still going 6 in February. And it says here, The Rise of the Useless Class by Noah Harari. Historian Yuval Noah Harari offers a brace predictions. Just as mass industrialization creates the working class, the AI revolution will create a new non-working class. The most important question in the 21st century economy may well be, what should we do with all the superfluous people once we have highly intelligent, non-conscious algorithms that can do almost everything better than humans? Should be the question should be asked. Now, mind you, this is something that is not being talked about in a lot of sectors in space. And for good reason why it should not be talked about. Because when we look at these articles, it's implying to regular people that's doing what they have to do, working, or doing what is necessary to be productive in the society. All right. This is not an entirely new question. People have long feared that mechanization might cause mass unemployment. This never happens because as old professionals became obsolete, new professions evolve. And there was always something human could do better than machines. Yet this is not a law of nature, and nothing guarantees it will continue to be like that in the future. The idea that humans will always have a unique ability beyond the reach of non-conscious algorithms is just wishful thinking. The current scientific answer to the pipe dream can be summarized in 3 simple principles. Orgasms are algorithms. Let's read it again. Oh yes, thank you. Make sure you like the stream and support the channel if you can, Mr. Everybody. And matter of fact, let me go back. Yeah, support the channel. I mean, if you can. Yes. Oh, yes. And matter of fact, let me put this here. I'm trying to find the where is it? Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me continue reading because I get to all right. Organisms are algorithms. Every animal, including Homo sapiens, is an what they call it, assembly-like organism or assemblage of organisms or organic algorithms shaped by natural selection over millions of years of evolution. Algorithmic calculations are not affected by materials from which the calculator is built, whether an ambux is made of wood, iron, or plastic. Two beads plus two beads equals four beads, and 5 beads will equal 5 beads, and etc., etc., etc. Oh yes, oh yes. Hold on. Wait 1 second, guys. Hold on, guys. I'm just checking something. And yeah, I'm seeing some weird stuff popping up now, guys. I don't want to normally get distracted, but these things do happen, guys. Hold on, hold on. All right, guys. I was just looking at some things. Let's continue. Where was I? Okay. Hence, there is no reason to think that organic algorithms can be things that non-organic algorithms will never be able to replicate or surpass, as long as the calculations remain valid. What does it matter whether the algorithms are manifesting in carbon or silicon? Now, I'm not sure if they come out machine bots or some. I know that certain things like silicone is used to make saline. And, oh, what's good, Charles? Symbiotic. Oh yes, symbiotic. Correct, Charles. Oh yes, correct. Oh yeah, and check out Charles' channel, guys. He has some good material too. Okay, let's keep going. Where am I? Okay. True, at present, there are numerous things that organic algorithms do better than non-organic ones, and experts have repeatedly declared that some things will forever remain beyond the reach of non-organic algorithms. But it turns out that forever often means no more than a decade or two. Until a short time ago, facial recognition was a favorite example of something that babies accomplish easily, but which escapes even the most powerful computer. Today's facial recognition programs are able to identify people far more effectively and quickly than humans can. I.e., have y'all remember the movie Eagle Eye? Or what was the other movie that I can remember off the head? Minority Report? Have those movies ring? And mind you, we are not spooked to some show. We gotta be honest of what is being put out here to really give you the perception of what is to come or what is considered reality. Because movies, at the end of the day, give you the imagination of what if, the possibilities. And with the possibilities, it brings forth reality. I always say this, I'm constantly keep saying this. Let's keep going. Professor Frank Levy from MIT and Professor Richard Merman from Harvard published research on the job market listing those professionals most likely to undergo automation. truck drivers was given an example of a job that could not possibly be automated in the foreseeable future. A mere 10 years ago, Google and Tesla can not only imagine this, but are actually making it happen. I want that to sit in. And I remember there was a young man that was on a particular stream. I'm not sure he's a student of MIT. And if y'all know, MIT is up in the New England area, Massachusetts area, Boston area, which is like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours away. That they are like many tech universities, very high tech, are the universities that are here for innovation and creativity to create the possibilities for the foreseen near future. Let's keep going. 99% of human qualities and abilities are simply redundant for the performance of most modern jobs. In fact, as time goes by, it becomes easier and easier to replace humans with computer algorithms, not merely because the algorithms are getting smart, but also because humans are professionalizing. Ancient hunters, gatherers, masters of very wide variety of skills in order to survive, which is why it would be immensely difficult to design a robotic hunter-gatherer. You think? Or is it something that you just write and don't think it's a possibility? I want people to think really closely and hear me out. And I might find or do another show. I'm still thinking, but I probably will do it eventually anyway. Do y'all remember the AI and the so-called real looking type of bots? Not sex dolls, but actual human bots, like iRobot. What are movies? The ones that these robots, I think shorts, not sure. You're Just Human. Or you're just, yeah. These type of movies. And I remember these same type of shows and movies that came out in the 80s. Matter of fact, let me Google it right now. I'll find it on YouTube right now on one of these movies. Come here, a new movie just came out today or a few days ago. I think it was in the 80s. Let me see if it pops up. And I don't think. Yeah, it's not popping up. I thought it was this movie. You know, the funny thing doing these, looking at it good, it's hard to find it. That's Terminator. That's not the one. All right, so this is what I do. I have to let me type one more time before I continue. Or I should say Just Human. Where is it? It's hard to find. Remember the name of that movie? Only Human, short film, Smarter. That's not it. Just Human. I'll say Just Human, the movie. Let me say if I say the movie. The movie. Let's see what pulls up. See, the problem with going back to find these movies is very tenuous, and I do not know the actual name of the movie, unfortunately, guys. So I'll probably leave it alone because I don't know the name of the movie, guys. All right, so let me go back and continue reading the article, guys, because I can't remember the name of the movie. I apologize. Thank you, Kai. And I saw your stream, Kai. I had to go back and watch it. But good work with that upload, Kai. Let's keep going, guys. It'll waste time me trying to find the name of the movie so I can share the screen so I can explain more detail of these movies that are showing and depicting of artificial intelligence and actual live bots. Such a robot would have to know how to prepare spears, points from flint stones, find edible mushrooms in the forest, track down a mammoth, coordinating a charge with a dozen other hunters, and use medicinal herbs to bandage any wounds. However, a taxi driver or a cardiologist specialize in a much narrower niche than a hunter-gatherer, which makes it easier to replace them from AI. AI is nowhere near humans-like existence, but 99% of human qualities and abilities are simply redundant for the performance of most modern jobs. For AI to squeeze human out of the job market, it needs only outperform us in the specific abilities and particular professional demands. So let's go into that. I'm not sure Charles is in the building or anybody that's here to really ask or answer this question. What professions from y'all would think is very hard for AI or any other type of automation to replace humans? I want y'all to think good. As I continue the article, I want y'all to think good on this question and see if we can give an answer. Oh. That's weird. Hold on, let me close some windows, guys. My computer did something a while ago. All right, let me keep going. An algorithm pushed humans out of the job market. Wealthy and powerful might become concerned or concentrated in the hands of the tiny elite that owns the all-powerful algorithm, creating unprecedented social and political inequality. Alternating the algorithm might themselves become the owners. Human law already recognized intersubjective entities like corporations and nations as legal person. Let me read that again. Human laws already recognize intersubjective entities like corporations and nations as legal persons. Though Toyota or Argentinians have neither a body nor a mind, they are subject to international laws. They can own land and money, and they can sue and be sued in court. We might soon grant similar status to algorithms, and algorithms could then own a transportation empire or a venture capital fund without having to obey the wishes of any human masters. Now, I'm not sure you're talking about banking systems. We know the transportation system, which really is still run by humans and still facilitate because humans drive. We got to understand that the self-driving cars, and people didn't know this, and I'll probably give y'all this information now. The self-driving cars have been around since the last century, in the early 20th century, particularly. Because what is a self-driving car? It's something that you can remotely control. If you can make a remote control small little car, what is it no different from operating a physical car? Should be the question people should ask. It's no difference. All right. Before dismissing the ideal, remember that most of our planet is already legally owned by non-human intersubject entities, namely nations and corporations. Let's read that again. Before dismissing the ideal. Remember that most of our planet is already legally owned by non-human intersubjective entities, namely nations and corporations. I want that to sit in. Most people are not owning things. Is run by people that are higher up or certain parts of student body governments, which I think if we didn't know, we probably have a clear understanding now. Correct? All right. Indeed, 5,000 years ago, much of summer was owned by imaginary gods such as Enzik, Enana, if I said it right, Anaki or Emana. If gods can possess land and employ people, why not algorithms? Why not? Why not the algorithm? I think I have a book that talks about algorithms. Maybe I should do maybe another channel. I'll think about it. All right. So what will people do? Art is often said to provide us with our ultimate and unique human sanctuary. In a world where computers have replaced doctors, drivers, teachers, and even landlords, would everyone become an artist? Yet it is hard to see why artistic creation would be safe from the algorithm. No one can escape the algorithm. Y'all know the algorithm gods also watches and governs what we do on YouTube, or I say YouTube. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. The algorithm is unbeatable. Just the thought about the algorithm is just crazy, man. I tell you, man. I tell you. Hold on, guys. Keep getting notifications. Oh, so ain't nobody important. Anyway, let's keep going, guys. According to the life science, art is not the product of some enchanted spirit of metaphysical souls, but rather an organic algorithm recognize mathematical patterns. If so, there is no reason why non-organic algorithms could master it. In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution created a huge urban pro-libertarian and socialism spread because no other creed managed to answer the unprecedented need, hopes, and fears of this new working class. Liberalism eventually defeats socialism only by adopting the best part of the socialist programs. In the 21st century, we might witness the creation of a massive new non-working class of people devoid of any economic, political, or even artistically value, who contributes nothing to the prosperity, power, and glory of society. Let that sit there. I hope y'all guys not getting scared of this. I'm sure I ain't scared of this shit. I hope y'all guys ain't scared. And the funny thing, even going for this article, I mean, and I had Mr. Patrick Dick on my channel 2 years ago. I think almost 3 years now. It's going 2.5 years. And we talk about automation. He wrote a dissertation and got a doctorate in some field. I think it's in computer science and stuff. But it lets you know that he sees what is down the pipe. And let's be honest. If people are really useless, as they say is, you should always ask the more deeper question. What do you do with a society of useless people, or people that you deem might be useless in the future? Anyway, let's keep going. This unuseless class will not merely be unemployed. It will be unemployable. In September 2013, we're now 10 years after this, or approaching 10 years of this. The two Oxford research, Carl Benedict Ferre and Michael A. Osborne, published The Future of Employment. And should I click on this? Let's click. And it's a PDF. As that thing loads up, oh no, there it is. It is a 72-page PDF. It looks like an interesting read. I'll copy this and post this. I might post it on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, people. I'll post this on Facebook for those that want it. You know, a matter of fact, I might post it with Miss Chanel. If you're still in the building, Chanel, let me know. Give me an indication. And maybe you could post this. I'm not going to probably look into it, but I'll give y'all the information for y'all to make the time to look in it for yourselves. All right, where is it? All right, let me find it. Hold on a second, guys. All right. I'll just post it for now on my page on Facebook, and if you actually, where is Chanel? All right, I'm gonna post it to you now, Chanel. See if you can paste this in the chat room. All right, let's keep going, guys, because there's a little bit more left to this article. All right, in which they survey the likelihood of different professions being taken over by computer algorithms within the next 20 years, and they estimate that 47% of U.S. jobs are at high risk. That's nearly half. They said it's roughly, let's read that again, within the next 20 years, and they estimate that 47% of U.S. jobs are at high risk. I'm going to highlight that right there for y'all. So they said 47% of the job market, and that's almost pushing 50. Now, we all know the jobs that American citizens, if we do the numbers, most of the jobs are in government majority and other low-wage jobs mostly, and maybe some professions. But let's keep going. For example, there is a 99% probability that by 2033, human telemarketers and insurance underwriters will lose their jobs to algorithms. And people don't understand what algorithms they're talking about. What algorithms they're talking about. Do y'all want to see a sample of an algorithm that they might be talking about? Oh, yes, I will show you this algorithm. Let me see if I can pull it up. All right, here's one that they are saying that potentially will take away those two jobs that I mentioned before. I'm going to share this with y'all right now so you can see what it is. Stop sharing. Let me share and show y'all the capability that's out here now. Where is it? You see this? This is a sophisticated, always ever improving AI called Chat GPT. This is one of these things they have right now. To give you an example, let's type up something. And I hope y'all learn from this if y'all got far to this film, to this video or live stream. What's the average age of men working a job, working class? Okay. Now I said it's not really as sophisticated from what you're seeing when I put that question out, because it's always constant, ever learning. So let's ask another question. What's the average and make sure the spelling is right. Now, these are just general questions I'm posting out here. Now, if I remember from the article, it said that the jobs that will be lost is what they call probability of 2033 human telemarketers and insurance underwriters will lose their job to algorithms. That's what it says. So let's say I want to find a law book. What is the case for message messaging laws was removed in the United States, U.S. Now I think I said miscegenation, but let's see what it tells me. I hope y'all seen this. Now, if I'm a lawyer or whatever, I don't really need a paralegal to find me any case study that was done in the United States for the past couple hundred years. I could use this alone to help narrow my search easy, instead of paying somebody a wage, like what do you call one of the people that work in law. So I hope this was helpful for those that will see that. I'm going to go back to the article. But the point I'm showing that is just one of many AI. Another good AI is one that will help determine to find pictures. And matter of fact, do I have that with me? It's on my other computer, so I can't show that one. But it's titled, since I'm here, I'm gonna give you the name of it. Midjourney. Look it up, Midjourney. This bad boy could determine and find any picture throughout the internet in less seconds and give you 1 to possibly 1,000 possibility search in the palm of a keystroke, and that is used on Discord. So, but these are a few examples that I'm just laying out for y'all, so y'all get a glimpse of eventually your replacement. And trust me, the technology is always ever learning and improving. Let's keep going, because I think there's only a few more paragraphs left. There is a 98% probability that the same will happen to sports referees, cashiers, which is already there already, 97%, chefs, 96%, waiters, 94%, paralegals, which I said earlier, paralegals, 94%. And as you know, the paralegal, as you see right there, as you looked at there, you see that? You see that? You see that? Where I'm trying to find certain laws and case study, all I do is get that app, type it up, and it give me a search, and maybe potentially the year and date and section in the law. Tour guides, 91%, bakers, 89%, bus drivers, 89%, bus drivers, that CDL license, that's 89%. Construction labor, 88%. Veterinary assistants, 86%. Security guards, 84%. Sailors, 83%. Bartenders, 77%. Wow. Archives, 76%. Carpenters, 72%. Oh, wow. Carpenters. But that's not going to be for like another 10, maybe 20 more years, depending of if technology doesn't speed up like it said it will. And normally when technology goes faster, it's always with this system of much better bandwidth, meaning internet speed. All right, let's keep going. 67%, there are courses, some safe jobs, the likelihood that computer algorithms will displace archaeologists by 2033 is only 0.7% because their jobs require highly sophisticated types of patterns recognition and doesn't produce high profit, and it is improbable that corporations or governments will make the necessary investment to automate archaeologists within the next 20 years. The most of what kids currently learn at school will probably be irrelevant by the time they are 40. And it should be, because it goes back to show that these school systems don't prepare you for nothing. And they haven't been for the last century. Of course, by 2033, many new professionals are likely to appear. For example, virtual world designers. But such professionals will probably require much more creativity and flexibility than current run-of-the-mill jobs. And it is unclear whether 40 years old cashiers or insurance agents will be able to reinvent themselves as virtual world designers. Try to imagine a virtual world created by an insurance agency. Now, what do you mean by virtual world? They're talking about the metaverse. The metaverse. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And even if they do so, the pace of progression is such that in another decade, they might have to reinvent themselves yet again. After all, algorithms might well outperform humans and design virtual worlds too. The crucial problem isn't creating new jobs. The crucial problem is creating new jobs that humans perform better than algorithms, which you cannot, because the algorithm is designed to always do things algorithmically to outperform regular beings. Tic tacs and toes, X's and O's, zeros and ones. Do we need to go more? Now, mind you, I hear people talking about their STEM. Yes, you should learn all forms of science, technology, etc. But if these technologies you create are designed to outperform you, how long do you think it'll take before it learns everything that you can and replaces you as humans? It's the biggest question. It's a question that a lot of people are not comfortable to ask. Since we do not know how the job market would look in 2030 or 2040, today we have no idea what to teach our kids. Most what they currently learn at school will probably be irrelevant by the time they are 40, which is right. Traditionally, life has been divided into two main parts: a period of learning followed by a period of working. Very soon, this traditional model will become utterly obsolete, and the only way for humans to stay in the game would be to keep learning throughout their lives and to reinvent themselves repeatedly. Many, if not most, humans may be unable to do so. And that's a possibility, and that's a high risk that most people, including us men, going to have to take and risk. That's why, it's funny. I've been taking part in a lot of these conversations about female nature, what men are going to accept, what benchmark is for men that if he makes 40 or more, that's the pinnacle, and that's something you must accept, to the point that even learning or self-reinventing and better yourself is not always a conversation to a lot of humans, men and women, not just the men, but women too. We're not really honest to have the real depth conversation of not only what is here or what's to come, but really where you stand as a person. Moving on. The coming technologically bonsai will probably make it feasible to feed and support people even without the efforts from their side. But what will keep them occupied and content? One answer might be drugs and computer games. And I probably will do some content on this because I'm not sure if DSM-4 has this. I gotta look if I can find the latest on it. But the DSM manual have put in their study about people that play video games, especially people that are under the age of 18, particularly, that it is having some effect on a lot of youth mentally. And it, for better or worse, it should, because let's be honest, that was the entire end game since its creation back in the 70s by the assistance of one particular black man. I forgot his name again. And other people that took on it and made it a trend in the market itself. And one thing that really kept me caught up is the thing with drugs. And there are a lot of people that's already self-medicating with pills and recreational drugs like marijuana and etc. So that's nothing new, the drug thing. Unnecessary people might spend increasing amounts of time within 3D virtual reality worlds that would provide them with far more excitement and emotional engagement than the draw reality outside. Yet such a development would deal a moral blow to the liberal beliefs in the scarred ridiculousness of human life and human experience. What is so scared about useless humans or useless bums who pass their days devouring artificial experience, i.e., things that's creative? Some experts and thinkers, such as Nick Bostrom, TED Talks, what happens when our computers get smarter than we are? It's too late. You have a smartphone, you don't know how to use it properly, it is smarter than you. Yes, I said it. The phones you have, if you are millennial or a Gen Xer, most likely 9/10 time, the phone is pretty much smarter than you. As much as I don't want to say that, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Where am I? All right. Some experts. Okay. warned that humankind is unlikely to suffer this degradation because once artificial intelligence surpass human intelligence, it might simply exterminate humankind. The AI would likely do so either for fear that humankind would turn against it and try to pull the plug, or in pursuit of some unfathomable goal of its own. For it would be extremely difficult for humans to control the motivations of systems smarter than themselves. Even pre-programmed and AI systems with seemingly binging goals might backfire horribly. One popular scenario imagines a corporation design the first artificial super intelligence and giving it an instant test such as calculating pi before anyone realizes what is happening. The AI takes over the planet, eliminating the human race, launches a campaign of conquest of the ends of the galaxy, and transforms the entire known universe into a giant supercomputer that, for billions of upon billions and upon billions upon billions of 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 years, calculate pi even more accurately. After all, this is the divine mission its creator gave it. And there's a picture of this brother. Or this man. The new book, Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow. Okay. And let's look at this one. And this is a book. Oh, we don't want to know about it. All right. That's it. That is it. And I probably will say that book. This came out 27. That's 5 years ago. Brief History of Tomorrow. Provocative books turns to focusing towards human future and quest to upgrade humans into go. And mind you, we always hear about these chips and putting chips in brains of people. You know, they talk about Elon Musk. Yeah, he talked. There was videos on that y'all can look at. Those type of scary videos that scare the crap out of people's, etc., etc., etc. But anyway, that's it. Let me drop the link for those that want to, shed the light of this. All right. I'll drop the call and link. I'm probably gonna look for my listing. I know most people that if they do get a chance to come up, they're gonna say something more that's not pertaining to the subject, unfortunately. But it would be nice if y'all would, Let me see what's going on. Oh damn, that's not what I want. Yeah, let me delete that. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find something. All right. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find something. Mm-hmm. All right. Links in the chat room. Further notice. I'm still thinking if I'm going to create a Patreon for the Chaos Reign show. Still thinking about contemplating it. I have other sites for most of the content I put on here, or content in general. But I like to branch around, see what's out there. Just for the sake of any uncertainties. I think the issue with YouTube, and regardless of if it's scaring people or what is to come with the algorithm or what they're gonna do with channels and stuff, I look at as a person as an opportunity that always been venturing seeking other opportunities outside YouTube, because I don't really solely depend overall on YouTube in the long run personally. And the reason why, because as you see, the slow growth I've been putting out, I've been putting out a lot of content. I've been putting out almost roughly 400 videos for the past now 4 years on YouTube, and still not even at 1,000. And usually, when you put out content, it should equate to it's going to get seen through some parts of the algorithm, and someone will either watch it or like the stream. Either or, when you put out a lot of content, it's supposed to give you more of a better result. Now, as y'all know, I'm not a person that puts out short content per se on this channel, because I think it's more time consuming. I could do it, but it is another avenue where I just invest more time just to put out something simple, just for the sake of people catching it. So you don't see it much on this channel. I will explore more of the uploads side of things. If I do put out short, it'll probably be something that will be into the point, maybe funny, and that's it, and keep push. But overall, when you come around the Chaos Rain channel, it's mostly, or the Chaos Rain show, you're going to be seeing a show with some content and lengthy of a time. It's not short content over here. My rule is try not to put out short stuff, because if I put out short stuff, then really it's not waste time putting out at all. So I'm still thinking of creating a Patreon. But overall, let's be honest. To the real question, which I answer the question, it varies. I can't say that men are actually capped, because there are some men that they can go from making wherever they are and jump to roughly over 6 figures. And eventually might go back down or go even further to 6 figures and go to 7 figures. So the notion of do men really get capped is abstinizing to me. I always said this. As a man, if you can, you try to make as much money as possible. And if there's any more opportunity to make even more money, you might as well do so. Don't be no stranger of any form of paper you're willing or not willing to chase. I mean, if you look at Deion Sanders, he's playing for Colorado and he's making a little bit more money than that little HBCU that he was a part of. That really, truly, it should not be organized. Because look at it is a Bible Belt state. It is what it is. It's a state that, by the hands of, if you look at enslavement, where black people reside, slave wise, they reside in those parts, those specific states in this country that really will malnourish you and educate you and make you dumb. So I don't see no significance with Jackson State, the football team itself. I mean, he put his time in it just to get his feet started in coaching, and he did a very good job. Now we're hoping that will transition to other opportunity, because we know Deion Sanders is no stranger of moving around if the money's right. I think Jackson could have paid him $1 million or $2 million possibly, but really, truly, they're a university that doesn't really seek the value of paying people what they rightfully do, in my opinion. I heard the money was being finagled too, of what he's rightfully owed. So it tells you a lot of these black universities, right, if they're still run by black people, need to do and have to do better. So really true. And another notion. Come on, wrap this up. So let people know this. Or I might just make a quick call, because really truly, let's see if anybody called before I give one other thing. Stand by, people. And make sure to like the stream also, people. All right. Let me try another person. Hey, what's good, Tyrone? You there? Yeah. Hey, question, Tyrone. This is a general question from your perspective. I kind of asked this question, and I think I answered it on my show today. I'm still live. Do you, in your mind, think there is a cap for men? Do men get capped off? Money wise.
What is a cap?
Like, there's only a certain potential how high a man could potentially make. Work like a working man, mostly. Not just the one that's like making big money, but like a working man, like not the celebrities, but like regular jobs, careers, etc.
I wouldn't put no cap on anything, man. I mean, people work up to their potential no matter what they're doing. If you put enough energy into whatever you want to, you can achieve what you want to. So if it's a cap, I don't think it's a cap. It's up to the individual. But look, I can't stay on here long, man. I'm in the middle of something.
Okay. I just want to ask you the question. That's all. But yeah, I think you answered the question. But thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. That's only one caller. Well, he said there's no cap. And it goes back to what I'm saying, that there's no cap. I don't believe in no cap either. So for all you men, to wrap this up, don't let nobody fool you that especially if you're a black man, don't think that you should be able to cap off anything you do as regards to how much more you could make, whether you get your degrees or you're just working, these professions, the trades, or, if you're working an entrepreneur route, you should always not think about you reach a plateau or limit. If you could do better, try to do so. I mean, I know it's hard in this environment for a lot of men to be motivated to do anything nowadays, but it's still our rightful duty within ourselves to make as much as possible. And as you know, the article of the rise of the uselessness, I will have to say this: society, people that's in bigger heads up, create useless people. Now repeat that: people are not useless by nature. Is when society is reach a plateau and everything is governed and controlled by other groups of men that run major systems. They're the ones that will create useless people. Because outside America, they don't have these issues or these conversations about people are useless. Even the advent of industrialization in certain third world countries, which are industrialized, depending which part you travel, and there are some that are even going as far as being industrialized, what I call it. So the notion of usefulness or people being useless is possibly it is reality, and it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to really make use of the world and the life you in now, and be as productive and do what you can. Because no one's going to hold your hand. That's just the honest truth. They shouldn't, and they should never will. So if they putting out articles and thinking that because technology, AI is going to take over, that your job's in jeopardy and you're not going to have nothing, you're going to be sitting on your butt playing video games and be nothing in society, you give them that. And Tom said, while you're doing that, you'll always find another way of always making that money and being something more than what you are. Because let's be honest, society makes lazy people. People just not lazy inherent by nature. Because if you were lazy inherent by nature, civilization would have been over centuries ago. Mark my word. And that is it. Like always, to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at ChaosReign7. Also, you could add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. and join the Discord servers of the Chaos Reign channel. Those links are in the About section of the channel. And like I said, leave a comment at the end of this video. Like, hopefully you survived this far. You know, you give me your take on not only my take on the men don't get capped, but also the articles that was read on today's stream. And that is all. Thank you again for listening to today's stream. Until next time, the Chaos Reign. Hold on, guys. Yeah. Oh, and one other thing I did want to remind y'all. Also, join the Clubhouse. If I did not pin the Clubhouse link to my Clubhouse, please leave a comment during the end of this video. We'll lovely appreciate it. And that's all. Thank y'all. Till next time.